Hi guys, the look I did for you today is kind of an icy winter white and blue makeup look. Kind of reminds me of almost like a snow bunny makeup look, which I really like a lot. I'm a huge fan of like holiday winter makeup, and I know that a lot of people can be a little bit intimidated by white eyeshadow look, and rightfully so, because a lot of times a matte white eyeshadow can turn really chalky when applied to the lid, which is definitely not something, not something you want to go for. I'll show you a way to keep it from looking so chalky, which you can kind of apply to any matte shade, any matte eyeshadow, regardless of the color actually. So yeah, I hope you guys like this, and please try it out, and if you want to see how I did it, keep watching. For our first step, you're going to need a really good eyeshadow base. I use the NYX or NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the color Cottage Cheese, and it's kind of a weird name, but they name all their jumbo eye pencils, or the majority of them anyways, they name them after food names. So this one's just a sparkly, kind of a shimmery white. And if you have issues with creasing, you might just want to actually apply this to your finger and then apply it straight onto your eyelid. So you just have a thin veil of the product in the area where your eyeshadows would tend to crease the most. And I'm just taking that into my inner corner of my eye, and then underneath my lower lash line, and then blending that out with my finger. Now I'm taking the MAC eyeshadow in the color Gesso, which is just a matte white, on top of that eyeshadow pencil. And because we're using a matte eyeshadow, normally we might need to worry about it being a little chalky, but since we used an eyeshadow base with some shimmer to it, it's actually going to give us kind of a satin look. So you can really pack on this white color for a nice icy effect without worrying about it being almost too matte. And you can pack this color on with whatever brush you prefer. I'm using flat brush from Sonia Kashuk, and you can find these brushes at Target. They're the ones with the white handles, and they're really nice. Definitely recommend those. It's going to look pretty white, but don't worry, we're going to be blending some colors over top of it to tone it down a little bit. On that exact same brush, I'm taking Crystal Avalanche by MAC, which is just a shimmery white, and I'm placing that in my inner corner, and that'll really brighten up that area. And then to take it underneath my lower lash line, I just run the tip of the brush back and forth in the shadow pan, and that way I get a lot of the shadow on the end of my brush and run it underneath my lower lash line. At this point, you might want to wipe your flat brush off a little bit and just brush around the edges of those colors to make sure they're nice and blended. Now I'm taking my blue shade on the very tip of a 217 brush, or a fluffy crease brush would work fine. And I'm starting to work that into the crease a little bit, and I'm using Moon's Reflection. And this is a really pretty blue from MAC. It's kind of, it's not really an indigo. It's kind of like an indigo, but it has a little shimmer to it, so it's really nice. You can work with it really easily without worrying that it's going to go overboard. And we want to make sure we can see this color, so kind of keep your eye open while you work it into that crease, so that way you know that it's going to kind of pop above your lashes a little bit, so it'll be a little bit more visible. And you can even take it in a little bit onto your lid. And then what I usually do in this outer corner is take a little bit more on my brush, and you can use any fluffy crease brush for this, really would work just fine. And I just kind of make a diagonal line from my crease to my lash line. I don't know if you can hear the wind, but it is like crashing outside, and it sounds like somebody's like throwing chairs in my house, but it's really just the wind. Okay, so once you have that blue kind of placed the way you want it in your upper crease area and down in your outer corner, you can take a brush similar to this one. This is just an angled fluffy brush, and this is a C150 from Coastal Scents, and I like to use this brush for my lower lash line, so I'm taking some more of that Moon's Reflection color and sweeping it on my lower lash line, and I'm probably going to take it in kind of 2/3 of the way right into meet the inner part of my iris right here, And then what you can do is connect it up and really form that edge, outer edge of your eye with this brush. That's what I really like it for. And then you can take even a little bit more of that color, and since this brush is denser, it's actually, you can see it's even gonna brighten up that blue in the outer corner a little bit more by just making a diagonal motion right here and sweeping it in. And if at any time you feel like you've gone overboard with the blue and you're losing some of that white, you can always take a little bit more white on your flat brush and just pat it in a circular motion around, and that actually really helps to blend your blue color and your white together. Now I'm taking the color Wedge on a large fluffy brush, and it looks like this. It's a little cooler than soft brown, so I usually use it for this purpose when I think that soft brown might be a little too orange for a look like this. So you just want to be careful not to kind of smudge a lot of that blue up into your brow area. Could start to look kind of muddied if you do that, so you just want to be careful. Then for a highlight, yeah, I'm still using that exact same flat brush. I wanted to use something a little bit more toned down, so I used Mylar by MAC. It's not going to detract from the look on your eyes the way that maybe a really, really shimmery or really, really light highlight color would. Okay, to finish off the look, I'm going to be using a brown eyeliner. This is the color Whiskey by Urban Decay. And it's almost like a reddish brown, which you might think wouldn't go so well with colors like this. I think it actually works pretty well. So I'm just applying a very, very light line of that, mostly focusing in the outer edge. Then what you can do is I'm using another brush. This is the Sonia Kashuk set, and these white handles get really dirty, which kind of stinks, but this is just an angled eyeliner type eyeshadow brush, and I'm taking another warm brown shadow, and this is Espresso by MAC, and I'm actually just going to pat that right over top. Now this is going to set this liner so it lasts longer, but it's also just going to blend it in a little bit better. So when you're using such a white eyeshadow, you want your eyeshadow to blend in a little bit so that it's not such a stark line. It's going to hide any imperfections you might have made in your line of liner and just kind of soften it a little. And you can even make your wing with that shadow. Just hold your slanted brush sideways and move it sideways, and it's going to create a perfect little wing for you. I'm just going to take this liner and apply it to my waterline. Then a nice generous coat of black mascara goes really, really well with this look, and be careful that you don't get any of the mascara on your lid. That's really going to show up a lot more because you have that white on there. I'm using the MAC Hot and Naughty Lash mascara, which this is my first tube of this stuff, and I love it so much. Okay, for the rest of the look, I wanted to stick with pink cheeks. So I used my, if I can get it out of the palette, my Pink Swoon blush by MAC, and it's really just a hot pink. It is really pink. So I like to blend this one out. And this is an Essence of Beauty brush. You can get these at the drugstore, and I really recommend this brush because I use it almost every day to blend out my blush. It really gives you more of a natural flush, I think. Then for a little bit of a highlight, I'm using the Lancome Shimmer Mandarin Sky, or the Lancome Blush Subtil Shimmer Mandarin Sky. You could definitely just use this on its own, but I just wanted a little bit of a shimmer, so I'm taking that on the ends of my 188, and it gives you a really nice reflective highlight. And then for my lips, I use a lip gloss that I haven't really used in a while that I really, really like. First I use MAC Creme Nude lipstick, which is a great nude. It's a really good base for any kind of pale lip that you're trying to achieve. I think for an icy winter look like this, you definitely want to go with some, you know, icy pinks, some cool pink colors. So on top I used the Smashbox Lip Enhancing Gloss, and this is one of the True Color ones, meaning that it has just a lot of pigmentation to it, and it's the color Pout, and it's just a really cool pink, and yeah, I think that Smashbox lip products are actually really great. I don't think they get enough love, to be honest. Everyone that I've ever really used, I've loved, and they really do. It's called Lip Enhancing Gloss, but I'm not gonna lie, it really does kind of enhance your lips and make them look bigger. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll be posting a bunch more, well, a couple more holiday tutorials, and I'll probably put up some extra videos this week, since if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I was sick for a little while. And by the way, I really appreciate all of your get well soons and all of your words of encouragement. It really did make me feel so much better, and I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys are having a great week, and thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye.